better on a tree.
Why the hell did he come down here, I wonder? Might have...
He might be injured.
Huh?
He might be injured.
No, he's ready to fly.
Oh, is he?
You can see it in his eyes. Can't you see that?
No. Well, he's sort of probably feeling threatened with three of us standing here.
If I dived at him, I could catch him, I reckon.
Turn to look at you then.
Yeah.
Hey, matey.
Get a picture from the other side here. He's missing his eyes. Oh, come on, poke his eyes out. Tawny frogmouth owl.
His head looks so weird.
Have you got a close-up?
Mm-hmm.
Scare him off. He's hot.
What are you
Look at them
doing?
big eyes.
What are you doing here? In all places, you're out in the open. You're not camouflaged. You do realise that?
Looks
Hmm?
like he's in pain.
You do realise that. You're not camouflaged.
Rob.
There might be something in the car you could throw over him to capture him. He looks old.
I'm sure as shit if I try and pick him up, he'll bite me.
Well, that's why I said there might be something in the car.
There's no way he should let us this close to him.
He looks old. You do, mate.
Looks like he's trying to say something, but nothing's coming out.
Help me.
He just make a noise.
No.
Looks like he's got a leak, something stuck in his throat.
He
I
doesn't.
don't know how far he'll get even if you do catch him.
He doesn't look good. He looks a little bit dehydrated. Hey, mate. Keep watching me here. Watch me here. Watch me here. Watch me here. Watch me here. Good boy. Good boy.
Look at that mouth.
It's alright. It's alright.
Scary looking beak.
There's a cage here. It's alright, mate.
We just got rid of that big cage. Yeah, you want to bite me, do you? Hey? What's the matter? Big fella? That's a big beak. G'day, g'day everyone. Got a really cool treat for us today. We're at the junkyard and right beside us on some old tyres there's a tawny frogmouth owl. They're really cool looking owl. They usually camouflage really well in trees and you hardly ever see them. Once they're up in a tree they just look like a part of the branch. You'll know what I'm talking about once you see him. But we brought him home because he just wasn't right. There's no way he should have been that low and that close to us. And he actually let me pick him up without too much of a fight. So there's something not quite right. I don't know whether he might have got a bit of a peck from a crow or another bigger bird, something like that. And he'd been sitting in the sun. I talked to the guy at the junkyard and he said he'd been there most of the day. So he definitely looks a bit hot and bothered and thirsty at the very least. So I brought him home and hopefully just letting him cool down and giving him a bit of fluid and water, he'll pick up and he'll be ready to fly there now. So they're more comfortable at night time anyway. Yeah, but you'll see why they're called frogmouths, because they got that really wide beak and their head looks about just all beak when they open their mouth. So that's why they're called frogmouths, because they got such a big wide mouth. See those awesome eyes. They need them for hunting because they're a bird of prey. And then they got that really fat wide mouth, the beak.
Okay.
Now, normally these fellas, like I said, they're perched way up high in a tree and you can barely even recognise them because they just look like a little bit of broken branch sticking out. They stand perfectly still and that's their best defence. But then if you do get up close, the next line of defence is this massive beak. And they'll open that up and try and scare you with the display. But he's not even really doing that too much.
No, I think he might be dehydrated.
So I am going to try and give him a few drops of water.
You right? Do you want me to? There you go, boy.
So basically just wet his mouth with that.
There you go.
They've got that really interesting tongue there too. Can you see that inside? I'll hold him down here near the light.
Hey, man. Yeah.
Those beautiful big eyes are opened up now. When we first picked him up at the junkyard, his eyes were really half closed too. He wasn't very responsive, but he already looks a bit better.
Okay.
So I reckon by tonight he'll be ready to take off.
Okay, so we're just going to keep him, just going to keep him for a few hours and see how he goes.
So that silver bowl in there has just got water in it for him. But those colours camouflage really well on the trees. Okay, so he's perched up on that stick, he's got water in there, and we'll just leave him covered up.
Yep.
Right, so there he is, just in a cage. We're only going to keep him for a couple of hours just to make sure he's right. He's already looking better than when we picked him up. I'm not sure what happened. I'd say somehow he's probably got a peck or a hit from another bird and he was just a bit dazed. So we'll see how he is in a couple of hours once it cools down and gets a bit closer to night time. And hopefully we can just let him go again and he'll fly off. Rightio, it's been a couple of hours. We've had him up in the shed where it's nice and quiet and dark, relaxing. So we'll check on him now and see how he's going. Hopefully he's right to release. It's starting to get a little bit late in the day now, so I'd really like to let him go now before it gets too much later, and then he can either make his way back to where he was originally, because the junkyard's not far from here at all. That's why I'd like to release him here so he can just go back to where he was. The other thing about that is they mate for life. I was just looking on quick Google and looked them up, and apparently once they mate for life, so if he's got a nest or a partner close by, you'll just go straight back to him. So let's have a look. Looking awesome. He's had some of this water in here. Looks like he's all hydrated again and ready to go. Can't see any injuries on him. So we'll go out here and let him go. It looks like he's raring to go. I think as soon as I open this lid, he'll be off, which is excellent. He seemed a little bit dazed when we picked him up, but now he's all bright and really alert again. An absolutely gorgeous bird. So that's the Australian tawny frogmouth owl. And away he goes. You can see up there in the tree how their shape is just perfect camouflage. It looks like just a bit of broken branch sticking out. Oh, there's a kookaburra. I'm really happy with that. As soon as we opened the lid, he just flew straight up onto that branch there, no troubles at all. So he's not injured. He must have just got a bit dazed earlier in the day somehow and was dehydrated. So it really didn't take much at all to rescue this one. All we had to do was give him a safe spot for a couple of hours and give him a little bit of water. So it'll be dark in the next 20 minutes and he'll be off on his way. They're in their element of a night time with them big eyes. That's when they do their hunting. A really good success. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Take time for the Simple Joys. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Hit the bell for notifications if you want to see more from us. So thanks again. Really appreciate all the support and catch you next time. Bye.